All right, everyone. Head coach Ben Olsen. Ben, just your initial thoughts on that victory over Minnesota tonight.
I thought it was a good win. They obviously changed a few guys, but we were also without some regulars. So it was a Wednesday night game, a little heat, and just I get a professional performance from us. Created a bunch of chances in the first half. I thought they followed the game plan very well. Unlucky not to get something earlier in the first half, but kept plugging away. Balls in the box, good numbers in the box, created enough corners, and eventually, if you do that, you may one's going to go in. And they're a great set piece team, and that's where's part of the reason why they're where they're at. And winning that battle today was really important for us. Defensively, we were very sound, and it was nice to get one. Right there at late, and then they come in, they bring some real players in, and we just, overall, just a really good performance.
Thanks for that. We'll start with Herman there in the middle, then we'll come to David.
Hey, Coach, that was Houston Dynamo style soccer, no possession. You keep the ball. I don't think they had a shot on target, and you dominate the game.
Well, it was always going to be, they by design, they're going to give us the ball. So in some ways, we had an idea that the game was going to look that way, but that's what they do. And then they're very good in transition. They're very good with dead ball situations. So, I thought our movement was good. I thought we were disciplined and patient, and that's an important thing to do against a team like that, and not try to hit too many home runs, and make sure we get good looks. We get into the areas we want to get into, and try to get the right type of service, and be able to repress and have sustained possessions. And for the most part, we were able to do that throughout the night. But we're also not naive. They're a good team, and I think they had a group out there that certainly they're changing some guys. But again, I give our credit. We've got Pablo out there, and who's been here 2 weeks, and Felipe's coming up from the second team. Brooklyn's playing left back, so we also had to adjust a little bit, and proud of those guys. I know you're probably going to ask about Felipe and Pablo. I thought they were great. Yep. They had really good performances. Pablo, still has a lot to offer, and we got to keep catching him up to speed in what we do. Felipe is a warrior. He's just a guy that has high engagement and high physicality, so I was happy they both got goals tonight.
And my last question is, kind of stabilized. Minnesota's so dangerous on the counter because what you said, their playing style, they let you hold the ball and then they attack you. What did y'all do to kind of neutralize? I noticed Urso was staying back, Reigns was staying back. It seemed like you were prepared just in case they would hit you on the counter.
Well, part of their design is direct play, and they overwhelm you with numbers and numbers centrally. So it was just important for Junior and Artie to stay pretty disciplined and not get stretched, and be there for, as the ball travels past them, make sure they're getting down, and then it was about securing it. And, they caught us a few times when we didn't secure it, and that's what they do. They had a couple of chances there, certainly down the stretch, made some big, I think Jonathan makes a big save, and a lot of gritty box defending. And again, they're the best set-piece team, I think, in the league on offense. So our defensive effort in the box, in particular on dead ball stuff, was really good.
Thank you, man.
All good, David.
Coach, congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask you about the fans tonight on Wednesday night, and they were here.
Yeah, we want to send these guys these fans home happy, and we haven't done that enough this year. I think, 3 out of 4, though, in the last home games. So we're getting there. We're getting up to speed. The weather's changing, so hopefully that gives us that extra push and that home field advantage.
And I asked you last game about McGlynn, but tonight, once again, they're not going to go down as assists, but they come off the corners. Just how is it with him? Just keep going up?
Well, there's scoring goals off the direct ball from Jack. But we do a lot of work on second phase, as everybody does, and staying alive and making sure we're in good spots to continue pressing teams off of dead ball situations. So again, Kenny's continuing to do a really good job with this, and we also, it's nice to have Jack's service. It's nasty, and it gives us a chance.
And then a little bit more, right, on Reigns as a left back, it shows that, your players can go out there and it looked good.
Yeah, again, it was a good performance, good professional performance from us. I think when we return to Minnesota, I think we'll see a better team. So we got to take it a little bit with a grain of salt. But 3 points right now after 2 losses is important to stop that kind of slide. And now we go to Dallas, and looking forward to a rivalry game.
I'll go to the back. Might have gone off. It's okay.
Congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you, in the first minutes of the match, it seemed like you and your staff were talking a lot to Ortiz about the positioning, about where he was placed on the field, especially when you guys advanced to the final third. Can you talk a little bit about his performance and what he needs to do to improve that positioning and get more minutes?
Well, some of this is he's just brand new to us. And I've talked a lot about this is, right when we kind of figure out who we are, we get some suspensions and injuries, and now also you're forced in a good way to transition these guys in real time, in real games. So it's not easy. So it's these minutes go a long way with Felipe and Pablo. They're just minutes, really. It's a little trial by fire, and they got to learn on the run. But again, some of the nuances and how we build and how we rest defend and positioning and relationships, all this stuff is going to be classroom work and on the field and training, but also, as I said, just minutes getting out there and going against MLS and getting the feel for what this league's all about.
Anything else in the room? Anything on Zoom? Are we good? All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks. Pablo Ortiz will be in here next. Thanks.
All right, guys, we'll have post-game press conference with Pablo Ortiz. We'll kick it off with, Pablo talking through, his first Dynamo goal and his first career start in the league. Pablo, háblanos sobre tu emoción y todo, metiendo tu primer gol con el equipo, en tu primera, haciendo titular en este primer para la liga.
Ok, primero que todo, muy buenas noches. Sí, muy contento por haber logrado el gol. Creo que sirve mucho para ayudar al equipo. Sabíamos que iba a ser un partido muy complicado, donde nos encontramos con un equipo que está muy bien posicionado en la tabla, donde es muy difícil marcarle, y creo que hoy, gracias a Dios, lo hicimos bien y encontramos la salida.
Yeah, it was a very good feeling to score. It was a complicated, game, going up against a team that's high in the table. But I thank God for this opportunity to score my first goal with the Dynamo. So we'll go with questions in the room. We'll start with Herman.
Pablo, buenas noches. Bienvenido a Houston. Germán Benítez para Deporte Total USA. ¿Cómo te vas acoplando al equipo? ¿Qué te parece el esquema de Ben Olsen? Y si el lenguaje es te cuesta entender algunas instrucciones, o tenés un compañero que te ayuda a entender en el campo.
Hola Germán, buenas noches. No, yo creo que me siento muy cómodo jugando de esa forma porque por mis cualidades, mis características, creo que encajo muy bien en el esquema. Creo que es un esquema así muy bien, veces muy alto. Jugamos con mucha presión arriba, presión constante, con balón siempre, y pues con base a mis cualidades creo que voy bien ahí.
¿Y qué diferencias notas entre el fútbol de la liga de la MLS comparado al de Europa, donde has estado los últimos años?
Bueno, en los lugares donde he estado, en Europa, creo que me encuentro con un juego más posicionado, si se puede decir, y acá es un juego más directo, mucho ida y vuelta, mucha calidad, muchos jugadores diferentes, entonces esas son las diferencias que encuentro.
Y la última es una sencilla: ¿qué tal te vas acoplando a la ciudad? ¿Has comido en un restaurante colombiano? ¿Qué te parece Houston hasta ahora?
No, por ahora no he podido salir porque tenemos muchos partidos, pero por ahí hago domicilio y sí, claro, sí lo he probado. Vale.
I will translate those three questions. So the first question about Ben's system, he said he feels comfortable because of his qualities. He feels he fits the system very well. Second question, just comparing it to the league in Europe to here. Europe is more about positioning. Here is more direct with good quality players. And how is Houston so far? Has he gone out? And he hasn't had much of the opportunity to go out yet, but he has ordered in food. We'll go into the next question.
Pablo, buenas noches. David con Dynamo Fan TV. ¿Cómo fue tu llegada? En Europa todavía están en liga, entonces ¿fue un poco complicado o cómo fue que el Dynamo te contactó?
Hola, buenas noches. Fue un poco complicado el tema de la llegada, por lo que teníamos que hacer mucho papeleo y se nos complicó un poco por ahí, si bien no dependió ni de mí ni del club. Creo que el club hizo todo lo posible para llegar lo más pronto posible, pero no se pudo por ahí de pronto por el tema más que todo de la visa, pero gracias a Dios se logró y ya estamos aquí dándole al 100.
Así es, y pues con eso, ¿verdad? No eres el único. 14 nuevos fichajes. Ellos te han ayudado, se han hablado entre ustedes mismos que han llegado estas transferencias.
Sí, creo que poco a poco nos vamos adaptando uno al otro. Creo que el club está un poco como está intentando algo nuevo con nuevos jugadores, por decirlo así. Entonces yo creo que poco a poco nos vamos a ir entendiendo mucho mejor dentro y fuera del campo.
All right, to translate those two questions, first question was just, how was your arrival to Houston? He says, it was complicated at first because, of the whole visa process, but the club did everything possible to get me here, and I'm just thankful to be here. How the new arrivals have helped around the team, and, they've helped each other a lot. And, it's new players, new system, and he's just glad to be here. Next question.
Hola Pablo, Vicente García. Te quería preguntar porque hace poco hablamos con el entrenador, con Ben Olsen, y le pregunté sobre lo que te estaban diciendo en el primer tiempo, en los primeros minutos, sobre dónde estabas ubicado en la mejorar de cara a los próximos partidos para obtener más minutos, a pesar de las molestias musculares, obviamente?
Hola Vicente, buenas noches. No, yo creo que ellos están para eso, para ayudarnos desde afuera, para notar qué estamos haciendo bien, qué estamos haciendo mal y corregirnos. Creo que no hay ningún problema en el que él me diga que está mal, que está bien, y si está algo mal tengo que trabajar para corregir eso. Vale.
To translate that question, what is it that you could improve for the upcoming matches to get more minutes? If the answer to him saying was just the coaches are there to help us improve, and whatever he has to tell me, I'll gladly accept it and just work on that. Any other questions in the room? Any questions on Zoom? All right, we'll close it off there. Thank you guys. Gracias, Pablo.
Thank you.